What's up, guys? Today I wanted to talk about Space Marines 2, and I wanted to cover the good, the bad, and the ugly of the game. So starting off with the good, I'm gonna say over like 90% of this game is good. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I like about Space Marines 2 is that I got what I paid for. Because I saw the gameplay, and I was like, this seems like it's just gonna be dumb fun. And that's exactly what it was. And I don't mean that in any type of degrading way, but it was dumb fun. It was fun. When it comes to the graphics, I'm not the biggest graphics person. I'm more so gameplay. But when it comes to the graphics, the game looked phenomenal. I mean, the amount of detail they put into the people's faces, like the irises, the freckles, the wrinkles, all of this, like even the armor, like even when it comes to the animation. I did a video on the animation of Space Marines 2, of the animation quality. The quality of this game is absolutely supreme. You have to give it its flowers because it's justly deserved. In addition to the single player campaign, which I definitely enjoyed, but there's multiplayer. So would I recommend this if it didn't have multiplayer, if it didn't have co-op? Probably not. I probably wouldn't recommend this as a buy. I'd probably recommend this as a rent. But given that it has, co-op, it has multiplayer, this is definitely pretty freaking solid, okay? When it comes to the gameplay, it's fun. There's different classes, right? You have the rocket ship where you can jump up, or the space pack, I don't know what it's called. I don't want to be disrespectful to the lore, but jumping up and flying down and smashing down. You have the sword, and all of them come with unique and different executions. So it's like you do enough damage and you get like this little red execution. It honestly reminds me of like the God of War series. I really think they should bring that back. That's just me. I'm not a big fan of where God of War has gone through, but when it comes to this game, the whole execution, it's very much like an arcade-ish type of game. Like the swarm, all the swarms, you have the sword, the guns. It's just fun. I think that's what I really enjoyed about the game, more so than anything else, is that it's fun. And I don't see a lot of fun being promoted to a lot of modern games. There's usually something, it's either a Dark Souls clone, it's a Sekiro, it's some type of game where it's like, it's gonna make you feel pain. And I'm like, those games have their positions, they have their categories, but sometimes I want some fun games. I want some dumb fun in between those games. If every game is a first-person Last of Us serious game, and these are the controls, and it's like, okay, I get that, I'm all for it, but there's also a point in time where it's like, yo, I want a Mario, right? Or I want a Mario Party, or I want, this, or I want, a Jack and Dexter, I want a Spyro, or I want something in between that, a Kirby. I want something that's gonna balance as far as the game market of games that are coming out. Having said that, let's move into the bad. Now, when it comes to the bad, just as I, gave it its praise of the animations, the quality, there's just a lack of animations. And when I mean animations, I mean when it comes to the execution animations. If you're playing this game, if you're playing the campaign, you're gonna expect to see the same kill animations again and again and again and again. And I guess that's a way maybe to promote you to use different weapons. But even with the different weapons, there's a limited set of animations for those kill animations. And the thing is, when it comes to the armor, from my understanding, one of the best ways to get armor is to do an execution. So it's like, I won't say it forces you, but there's some incentive to get up close and to do these executions. And it's like the first few times, it's like, yo, this is awesome. But also there's a problem where I can't necessarily see in some of the executions what is going on, because there's just so much blood. It's just like, you touch them, it's just, and I'm just like, I would like to see the animation as opposed to it being covered up by the blood. That's a small nitpick, a small bad of the game. Another issue that I had was the story. And it wasn't necessarily the story per se that they're telling. It was the fact that I felt like, I don't know what's going on, right? I don't know what the soldiers are. I don't know what the lore is of him becoming a Primus. I don't know who these people are. Are there some backstory to him? We come to find out, the backstory of a little bit of how he came to be. But like, even when it comes to the ending, there's some big reveal and I didn't know it. I'm like, okay, I have no idea. Like everyone else in the comments who are watching, like, oh, wow. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I wish there was like a recap, because sometimes what the sequels do in a game franchise is that they'll give you a recap. They'll give you, hey, here's the story thus far. Here's what's going on thus far. And I would greatly have appreciated a recap to the story going into the game. Or maybe if they had done a new story where it wasn't so heavily dependent on Space Marines 1. Now, if I had known that going in, I definitely would have played Space Marines 1 because, I don't have a problem if it's a fun game. Space Marines is fun as Space Marines 2, then I'm all for it. But I kind of felt out of the loop while playing the game and when it came to the story, when it came to the lore. But one thing I do like about it is that, it made me invested into the lore. It made me interested as far as, okay, what is a Primus? How do they come to be? What's going on here? Who are these creatures? And yada yada yada. So I guess I guess it's a good and a bad. But for me, I took that as a bad because you have to, whenever you're creating a sequel, you have to understand that there are going to be people that this is going to be their first experience, and you want to bring them into the game. As much as you want to bring those who are there from, day one. And I think, whether it's God of War 1, 2, and 3 that they've done this, whether it's Spider-Man 1 and 2, I think there's something to be said of developers to do that. And the last nitpick I have when it comes to the bad, I will say the transitions. The transitions are absolutely brutal. They are just mind-blowingly brutal because it just fades to black. And I'm just like, y'all can't come up with another way to transition into a cutscene? Like, come on, bruh. We are in 2024. There's clearly some money in this game. The quality of everything of this game, it's so jarring to be fighting and then just fade to black and then it's a pre-rendered cutscene. Or fade to black and it's just, an in-game cutscene. I'm just like, why are you fading to black? Figure out another way, okay? Just figure out something. This is not it. Or cut the fade to black and just go straight into a cutscene. Like have it trigger once the player hits a certain mark and cut into the cutscene. Because this fade to black, that was so irritating and felt so outdated. It was like the black sheep of the game. And it was so triggering every single time it happened. Moving on to the final part, and that is going to be the ugly. And the only ugly that I would have of this game are the crashes. Okay, I experienced crashes in single player, and I experienced crashes in multiplayer. And they were absolutely irritating. There is nothing like defeating a level or defeating multiple stages, and then in the meantime of it loading, it crashes. I'm like, what is going on here? This is unacceptable. And it's happened multiple times throughout the playthrough. And it was just like, it's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. It reminds me of the scene in the John Wick 3 where he's going up the stairs and then he falls down the stairs and it's just like, oh my God, what in the world? That's what it felt like when this game crashes.
These defense guns are keeping the skies clear for our ships. The Tyranids have taken note.
Anyways, guys, that's the review of the good, the bad, and the ugly of the game. When I say you should get this game, 100%. If you're down for multiplayer, now if you're not gonna play multiplayer, I would say wait, okay? Wait for a sale, rent it, I don't know what to tell you. But I would wait, I don't know if it's coming out on Game Pass, I don't know. But I would wait if you're not getting the multiplayer because the single player, in and of itself, unless you are a hardcore Space Marines fan, then by all means, knock yourself out. But if you're not, and you're just like, I just want to, do a bunch of, kills and parries and, play around here and there, yeah, I would wait for, the price to take a nosedive, just a little bit. But anyways, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. Maybe, let me know what you guys think of the game. Did you enjoy it? What would you give it? Would you say it's a buy, it's a must-have, or it's a, wait, till the price go down, as I believe. Either or. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and until next time, guys, keep animating.